All right, man. Torture Talk. 12 o'clock show. 12 o'clock show. Listen, man. So I did another episode of What's the Dirt. That's going to be coming out soon. Part 2 will be up today. And part 3 will be tomorrow, or it may come out on the weekend. I have other videos too that what's the name? I did a video talking about James Earl Jones passing away. And I did another weekend video. So it's a couple of videos I got coming up. I actually did a video about Rory and Maul. That's pretty long. So all these videos are coming, trust me. But today we're going to talk about Watch the Party Die, Kendrick Lamar's first mistake. We're going to watch a video, and people were saying that this is his first mistake. I will give my take on that. But yeah, so let's get to it, man. All right, so let me get my spiel. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content that's absolutely free. So all the single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. I love that. Seen some real nice looking ones. Guys, you better jump on them. Put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. You know what I'm saying? Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content that's absolutely free. If you want to leave a donation, links is on the screen. Cash App, PayPal is in the description. Thank y'all for the Cash App. Thank y'all for the PayPal. Thank y'all for the super chats. Really appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all really changed me, man. Changed my life. Thank y'all so much. You know what I'm saying? And they called me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 10,000. And now I'm trying to reach 1 million by tomorrow morning. This is the 12 o'clock show, like I said. And let me know where you're from. So we're going to get right into this video, man. So let's go. All right, so let's go.
What's poppin', y'all? Kendrick Lamar may have made the first mistake that we've seen out of him the entire year. We're gonna dive into his most recent release, Watch the Party Die, which was a song he dropped on Instagram Reels. It's not officially released on streaming platforms as of yet, and we don't know if it will ever be. I'm not sure if it's a sample issue. I'm not sure if it needs to get clearance. I'm not sure if it will be released in a little bit because the record label is just trying to catch up. Kendrick Lamar is independent now, quote unquote, but he's got a partnership most likely with another record label in the same way that TDE had a partnership with Interscope. But I do want to give both praise and criticism where it's due for this track and the
I wonder why people are saying that, though. Why people are saying that this is the first mistake of Kendrick Lamar. Like, why? Why are people saying that? But let's keep it going.
Decision to drop this track. And then we're going to reflect on whether it was the right move or a misstep for Kendrick. So we'll start off with the praise. And I enjoyed the song. So my personal appreciation for this song, I liked it. I liked the message behind it. It's not a new message, of course. It's something that Kendrick Lamar has been consistent about throughout his entire career. I just think now we're seeing him up the ante. For example, these are the same messages that he's talked about since, hell, even To Pimp a Butterfly, even before that. They've been common throughout his career. But now we're starting to see more anger come out of Kendrick Lamar. The frustration is bubbling. Like, for instance, in verse 3, when he talks about Lecrae and D1, which are two Christian rappers, and then he says, I want to be empathetic, my heart like D1, but I will, and then he just drops this moment of silence, and it's almost as if he's so overwhelmed that he doesn't want to say like what unspeakable things he could commit to get to the end goal that he wants, which is, things to be obviously not as degenerate and destruction, which...
Yeah, so that bar right there, to me, does symbolizing that he's frustrated, but we know why he's frustrated, because it's been so long that we've been dealing with this whole party that everybody's talking about, and he's just sick of it. It's like Kendrick Lamar, he is in love with hip hop. Like, he wants hip hop to be at its purest form, creativity and all this, and he's upset that we've been just neglecting it this whole time, and we just been doing whatever we want, and we haven't been taking it serious. I think that's what he's talking about, and that's why he said, but he will. So let's keep it going.
He also paints Drake as being one of the elements of that, although there are many. There are a couple of interpretations floating around. I'm really not the guy that enjoys, on stream at least, or on video. I don't even stream. What am I talking about? On video, dissecting lyrics. It's just not me. I like to do it in my own personal time. But I am drawn to how Kendrick reflects on his own legacy and the state of the music industry. One of the new themes that we see appear here is more of the Christianity, because if we look at Kendrick Lamar's bars in Damn, the Damn album, and I don't know too much about To Pimp a Butterfly. I can't recall that off of the top of my head because I just didn't listen to that album as much as I did Damn or any of the other albums.
And I gotta question this whole video. Like, what are we doing here? You literally just said that he was making statements on To Pimp a Butterfly, and now you're saying you didn't even really listen to the album. So we gotta question that.
But Kendrick Lamar historically has had a lot of reference to the 5%ers, which are an offshoot, Nation of Gods and Earths. And he would drop a lot of bars there, Hebrew Israelite bars too. Some people wouldn't be able to catch them. Yeah, you really needed to be aware of what these groups even operate under to catch some of these bars. However, now it's a lot more Christianity on this track, especially like, you know, references to Jezebel. And he did for sure grow up Christian and going to church, but even mentioning these Christian rappers, the chorus, which is like Dear God. So I like this theme overall. Now there is some criticism that people have made. Some people are saying, oh, I don't think this is a Drake diss, number one. There are probably themes here that relate to how Kendrick Lamar feels about Drake, and that's one thing. I don't think this is an academics diss either, which is what people are trying to paint it as, but I do think it's addressing a criticism that academics has made of not just Kendrick Lamar, but also Drake, but mainly Kendrick Lamar, where he always says, oh, these guys gotta speak. They need to talk to somebody. And I think that's where he calls out these radio personalities. So the criticism of Kendrick Lamar is that he barely speaks. We never hear from him. So I don't think he's dissing radio personalities. Well, he is to a degree. But he says the radio personality pushing propaganda for salary. Let me know when they turn up as a casualty. I want agony. I think he's sending another, this is my own interpretation, which is a little bit different. I think he doesn't want to sit down with these people. So their whole thing is, oh, Kendrick Lamar needs to speak. But if he's going to speak, he's going to have to speak to a radio personality or somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of agree with that. I definitely think that Kendrick Lamar don't want to talk to nobody. Like, you know, he rarely has any interviews. Like, he has like maybe a couple of them, but nothing that's like recent. I don't think he talked to anybody recently. He ain't talking to nobody.
Really big. He's not going to speak to academics. I wouldn't say, yeah, I think he doesn't like him. But then you've got the other big figures, which are radio personalities. And that would likely do the most numbers, get the most reach, get the most coverage. So I think Kendrick Lamar here is pointing them out and saying, or alluding to the fact that he won't speak to them. And I like this because we're trying to not we, because I'm not doing this, but people are trying to pigeonhole Kendrick Lamar or force him into this box, kind of like a cube into a sphere, cube into a circle, and making him speak when Kendrick Lamar has never been the guy that speaks a lot. And I love the fact where he's somewhat saying, hey, look, it's my art that speaks for me. He's always been someone that lets his music do the talking, and I don't see that ever changing. And I think he's letting people know, hey, even this beef is not going to change that fact. Like, my visuals, my music, first and foremost, is going to be how I send this message. For instance, To Pimp a Butterfly, right? That was all music. And then if there was any time that he was really going to speak, it was during the George Floyd incidents of 2020. And he didn't say anything there either. He did show up to, I believe, one of the protests that was going on in LA, but he didn't say anything. He didn't drop a statement. He didn't hop on an interview and talk about it. And he's talked about some of these things early on in his career, but now he doesn't have to do that. So why would he have to do that now?
Yeah, that's a fact. Kendrick Lamar doesn't do none of that. He doesn't. This guy, man. This guy Kendrick, man. He moves different, man. I never seen nothing like this in all hip hop. I never seen nothing like this. Never. I never seen nothing like it.
when he didn't even do that for a cause that is deeper than rap, really, more like a social issue. So this is something that I really like about Kendrick Lamar, is he's not letting people force him into addressing them, justifying something to them, or explaining anything to them. And I like that this is somewhat moving past the Drake beef. Sure, like we said, there might be subliminals that could be directed at Drake, but overall, this wasn't about that beef. Kendrick's moving forward, and that's something I can respect. Now, when it comes to this misstep, I will admit that I have criticism of this release. I don't think it hit the mark, not the song quality. I said this already, but I put out a tweet on Twitter, of course, X, saying Kendrick dropped something that came and went. Nobody is still discussing that, and that I'm referring to Watch the Party Die, other than Kendrick Lamar fanatics. It was solid, and in the context of an ongoing beat.
Wait, bro. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. You are totally wrong about this. Number one, this is a song. This was something that was released on Instagram. This wasn't put on DSPs, right? Number two, it got over 40 million views in 3 or 4 hours. So let's just compare this to Drake. And this is why I say that when y'all say it's a misstep, I think that y'all just using this as an excuse to make videos, right? Let's just say Drake dropped 100 gigs twice. He dropped 100 gigs. 15 songs were released from Drake overall, not through the 200 gig drop, but overall. In 4 hours, Kendrick Lamar surpassed all of those drops that Drake did. All of them. Then you got to understand this. You said Kendrick Lamar fanatics, right? Are only people. You are talking about the song. So either you're a Kendrick Lamar fanatic as well, right? That's number two. And number three. Number four, there are still people who are breaking down this song, which means you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. How can you say that this song came and went? It dropped on Instagram. It didn't even go on DSPs, or it didn't even go on Apple Music and Spotify. It literally dropped on, so he could have just dropped this just to drop it. You know what I'm saying? So I need to understand how you saying that this is a misstep when he surpassed Drake, the adversary. Matter of fact, I would even go as far as saying that right there, it streamed more than it got streamed more than every rap song that was released during that time. So how is it a misstep? I need to really hear your take on this, because you're saying Kendrick Lamar fanatics are talking about it, but you are literally talking about it.
A song like that would likely live longer, but since the beef is over, the flame for a track like that went out real quick. This was in response to a fan saying Kendrick currently has the music industry in the palm of his hand. Instead of chasing a hit record, he gave us something meaningful instead. He's rewriting the rules. You can't rewrite the rules. The consumer is the person that dictates what's going to happen. Or
nah, bro. Nah, you are way off. You're way off. He literally is rewriting the rules of what hip hop is. He really is. You can't sit here and say that the consumer writes it, but all the consumers are consuming his product when he wants to do it. Like I don't get your angle on this. I think you just throwing that out there. I don't get your angle on that. For you to sit here and say that he's not rewriting the rules, but people are waiting for him to drop music. If he wasn't rewriting the rules, then people wouldn't be waiting for him to drop music. Even you are doing something with his song. Normally, nobody sits down and critiques and looks through and tries to figure out where something came from. He dropped a song on Instagram with a pair of beat up fucking Air Force Ones on it, and the whole internet went crazy. How are you saying that he's not rewriting the rules of what it is when he literally dropped a song and everybody went crazy? You are saying it came and went, but people are still talking about the song to today. How is it just Kendrick Lamar fanatics? That's another thing that I hate that people do. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to say it's Kendrick Lamar fanatics, right? Okay, then those Kendrick Lamar fanatics are doing much more for Kendrick than Drake is for a Drake fanatics. It's so crazy how y'all make excuses up to try to prove a point. Even if it is Kendrick Lamar fanatics, it's a whole lot of them. So how are you saying this song came and went? So it's supposed to be people who don't, it's supposed to be liking a song that don't like Kendrick? Is that what you're saying? I don't get your argument. It's like, yeah, it's just only Kendrick Lamar fans that like it. But it streamed more than everything Drake did, the last 15 songs he did. Huh? Like, come on, bro.
What they respond to. And in this case, they didn't respond to it I wouldn't say that well, but they moved past it. And I do believe this could be one of several reasons. Number one, the timing and context of this, it just didn't make sense, because the perfect runway that I'm talking about is, number one, this Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us song is still in the top 10. It's still being played everywhere. It's going to continue to be played everywhere until most likely next year, throughout the end of this year. However, there are going to be moments in this time frame where, metaphorically, Kendrick will be stomping out Drake without even having to do it.
Do you even know why the song was released? This is another thing that people just don't understand Kendrick, right? Y'all just be talking because y'all just have a mouth. First of all, if you follow Kendrick Lamar and the last thing he did, everything he released was on or either on an important American holiday or something that was significant to America, right? But you ain't doing no digging. You're just basically saying that this is what it is. Kendrick Lamar is very strategic. This is what he does, whether you like it or not, whether you say it's Kendrick Lamar fanatics or not. It can't be coincidental that he dropped something on 9/11. All these things point towards that. Jay-Z album was dropped on 9/11. You can't say that this stuff is coincidental. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that. That's that right there. Secondly, Kendrick Lamar drops whenever he wants. He don't basically worry about what people say. You admitted that yourself. He don't worry about it. He don't even do interviews. He does whatever he wants. If he wants to drop a song, he drops a song. I don't get the whole, you believe that this is a misstep because Not Like Us is successful. That don't mean anything, because he's basically saying that song is a party song and it's time to watch the party die down. That's what he's saying. Whether you want to say he's talking about whatever, everybody's celebrating and all this stuff. It's time to watch the party die. And we're going to take over from here. That's what he's saying. So I don't get your whole logic behind this. I really don't.
Because in November, the Grammy Awards are going to be nominated, or the nominations are going to come out for the Grammy Awards in the first weekend of February, I think, or early February. Kendrick Lamar is likely going to be nominated. He's always been a critic favorite. So if Not Like Us, Euphoria, whichever, gets nominated for a Grammy, that's going to be huge conversation. Everybody's going to be talking about it. And they're going to wonder, hey, did Drake get nominated for any of these songs? Oh, wait, Drake's not nominated for any of the diss songs? Now imagine if Drake is nominated for one of the diss songs and Kendrick is nominated for one of the diss songs for, let's say, Rap Song of the Year. Who knows? I do think if they don't put Drake up, that's crazy. But I think you have to submit your track. So if Drake doesn't submit, that's...
How is that crazy? How? If they don't put Drake up, that's crazy. Explain to me how that's crazy if they don't put Drake up. How? Which song they gonna put up? Now, those songs came and went. What songs they gonna put up? They gonna put up Family Matters? They gonna put up Push-Ups? Which ones? Because last time I checked, none of them songs is in the top. Nothing. So let's keep it going.
Another thing. So that'll cause a lot of conversation around this track, probably an uptick of streams. That's in November. Then we get to late January, early February, which is going to be the Grammy Awards. So then this is when we get to see whether or not Kendrick Lamar wins the Grammy or not. For this case, we assume that he got nominated. If he loses, that's going to be a big conversation. If he wins, that's going to be a big conversation. There's also a likelihood that he performs at the Grammy Awards. We don't know for sure, though, because he's going to perform the next week for the Super Bowl. Regardless, that's going to be a big moment for Kendrick Lamar and Drake in this beef, no matter what. So it's reigniting the flame of this beef and conversation that people are going to have about it. Then we skip to the next week, which is going to be the Super Bowl. So that's another, he's obviously going to perform some of these diss tracks. Euphoria, at least Not Like Us, is being performed 100% at the Super Bowl. That's going to up the stream. So the song is back up again, and Kendrick Lamar is still hot. Everybody's still paying attention to him. Sure, there will be the haters that say, oh man, he's still milking this thing, even though he's not really milking it. And then an album, most likely, or right before. So this is perfect runway with all of these external events that Kendrick Lamar doesn't have to do anything. So it's not even like he's trying to extend the beef. He's trying to reignite the flame of these tracks. It's just being done for him, the way the calendar works and the way these events work, and him getting put up for the NFL. But I think that Kendrick Lamar, one of two things. He may be nervous because this is the first time since the beginning of this beef, when Kendrick Lamar didn't even drop, where Kendrick Lamar hasn't been completely showered with praise. And this is because...
Man, you don't get this stuff out of here, bro. This is crazy, bro. This is nuts. Bro... You're exactly where What's the Dirt now, bro. You dudes be speculating and y'all speak of it like it's facts. This is crazy. You don't know that? I think he's nervous. Why would he be nervous? Why? Why would he be nervous for what? This is the first time in his career he hasn't been showered with love. Actually, it's not. There are a lot of people who criticize Kendrick for a long time. I don't know where you've been at, especially when it came to Pimp a Butterfly. They was like, that's the worst album ever. It was always the worst album. He's trash. He's always going to be trash. Yo, there's blogs that talk about Kendrick, bro. They got blogs that talk about his clothes. Bro, you are way off. I'm talking I wish I can actually talk to you in person about this, because you're way off, bro. And you said you only do this sometimes. I can see why you only do it sometimes. This is crazy, bro.
Of the NFL situation, historically, Kendrick Lamar has been praised by critics, by the majority of hip hop throughout his career. Yet, with this decision, I wouldn't say he was getting hate, but a lot of people were saying, hey, this is the wrong choice for the Super Bowl. The majority of people were saying, yo, Lil Wayne is the one that needs to speak out. Even Kendrick Lamar's...
Bro, stop it, bro. Yo, this is crazy. Stop it, bro. What does this have to do with the song, though? That's what I need to understand. Like, what does this have to do with the song? So let's keep it going.
Peers are saying that. And Kendrick Lamar is somebody that looks up to Lil Wayne. And then Lil Wayne comes out with the video saying that he was really hurt about the situation. We're saying, yo, Lil Wayne is the one that needs to speak out. Even Kendrick Lamar's peers are saying that. And Kendrick Lamar is somebody that looks up.
Kendrick Lamar's peers. Who's his peers? You have to name these people that you saying is his peers. Who's his peers? You can't just say Kendrick Lamar's peers. Who are we talking about?
To Lil Wayne. And then Lil Wayne comes out with the video saying that he was really hurt about this situation. So I think Kendrick Lamar is feeling like, damn, this is the first thing that's happened to me where people aren't showing overwhelming support. And I think that's what he expected, especially the way that he dropped that.
Bro, stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. No, I'm telling you right now, the thing about Kendrick Lamar is he does what he wants to do. That's it. And I'm sure Kendrick Lamar is a very highly intelligent man, highly intelligent. I'm sure that he thought about this whole thing, about him doing the Super Bowl and people saying, well, you're doing it in New Orleans, it should be Lil Wayne. I can almost guarantee you that he probably thought that. I can guarantee that. Judging off the history, I can guarantee that. Guarantee it.
Launch video or that promotional video, he probably thought people are going to love this one. And they did, until they realized, wait, Lil Wayne's not performing, and things kind of switched up. So that could be an element, is the nervousness. Then there's also, maybe he's got a bigger ego after this beef and thinks people are going to pay attention to what he has to say as much as they did when it was in context of the beef. And this is where the Drake stands that talk about, oh, Kendrick Lamar needs to talk.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, dudes, some of you dudes don't need to be doing no podcasting, bro. Y'all need to be talking on YouTube. Some of you dudes, man, I swear to you, some of you dudes, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Some of you dudes don't need to be doing this, bro. Cause y'all half-ass doing it. Y'all half-ass doing it. And y'all go off of y'all hunch and speculations, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is like, to me, this is like glorified gossip. You know what I'm saying? I love to react to it and I love to talk about it, but this is what this is to me. It's like for real, like, come on, bro. Like, his ego, I mean, I guess his ego probably got big and he think, like, come on, bro. I don't get your angle, bro.
About Drake to be relevant. I don't think that's true, but I think an element of that is Kendrick Lamar has very dense tracks some of the time. When he chooses to make a hit, it's not as dense, but this track is one of the dense ones, and it's the majority of his catalog is like this. That takes a significant amount of time investment and appreciation to comb through, figure out what he's saying. Now, if there's a context of a beef, which is conflict, that the average person loves conflict, they're going to want to look into it a little bit more. Oh, what did I miss? What's the quote unquote tea? What's the beef?
Again, oh my God, bro. This is so frustrating sometimes for me because I hate the fact that a lot of these guys, what they do is they cherry pick everything and they try to make it seem like they're saying something so intellectual or something over the top, and they're saying a bunch of nothing. This is a bunch of nothing. You're saying everything that everybody already knows. Kendrick Lamar is a successful rapper off of his catalog being that way. So people do look up things. Like you saying it's you and What's the Dirt. Y'all have this thing with Kendrick fanatics or the fans of Kendrick, where it's like y'all don't have y'all just, I don't know if y'all don't respect them or whatever. Whatever it is. I don't understand why y'all have this thing with Kendrick fans. It's like, oh, the Kendrick stans or the Kendrick fanatics. It's like, what are we talking about here? His catalog is built like that. This is one of those dense tracks, and most of his catalog is like that. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But at the same time, he's successful off of that. He's successful, and you don't. If you're saying that this song is forgettable and all this other extra stuff you're talking about, but yet and still people did breakdowns when he dropped it. Everybody stopped what they was doing. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reactions. You got major outlets talking about it. You got major hip hop outlets talking about it. How can you say that this song came and went when they literally are still talking about it now? Now, the reason why it didn't chart because it's not on DSPs, but I'm sure that if it came out as a regular song, 9 times out of 10, it would have been on the charts. It would have been probably higher than everything Drake has released. So let's be clear here. Like, you acting as if like him coming out it did 40 million views or 20 million views in like an hour or two. It surpassed the MTV Music Awards ratings. So how can you sit here and say that this song isn't nothing or it didn't? Well, you didn't say it wasn't nothing, but how can you say that it's forgettable or people don't care or this is a misstep when he released it on Instagram and people took it off Instagram and put it on Facebook, on YouTube themselves? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not just Kendrick fanatics. These are people who respect this man's craft, bro. Like, you're just talking and talk.
Are there subliminals being thrown here? That's number one. And if it's a beef with Drake, who's the biggest rapper, and then there's also the anticipation of a response from the other individual. Without that.
Is Drake really the biggest rapper though? Like, this argument has to stop. At this point, Drake is not the biggest rapper no more. I wish y'all understand this. He's really not. He's not the biggest rapper no more. Because Kendrick has surpassed him when it comes to his singles. He's not the biggest rapper no more. He may be big, but he's not the biggest no more. You know what I'm saying? We have to be fair and say, well, let's look at the catalog, right? And obviously Drake did his thing, but how fast did Not Like Us surpass all of Drake's songs? In 4 months. So who really is the biggest rapper here? That's what we try to understand. I don't understand. And don't hit me with the argument of, well, he's only doing it, it's only happening because he dissing Drake. Okay, then why is when Drake, if he's dissing Drake, why when Drake drops songs, why don't go nowhere? Why? I really wish y'all just be honest and say Drake fell off. I wish y'all be honest and just say he fell off. He's not as big as he was. Just be honest. I think y'all going off the numbers of his past work, but all his new work has been flopping. So is he still, even though his new work, he could flop 10 albums, and because he has 5 diamond singles, y'all gonna say he's the biggest artist, even though he flopped 10 albums in a row. Like, come on, man.
That going on, which Drake already said, hey, this beef's done. Kendrick Lamar said no round twos. There's a lot less of an incentive for the app.
You're now you're lying, bro. Now you're lying. Drake never said that there's no more round twos, I believe. I believe Drake was the one that said round twos, and then Kendrick said there was no round twos. So let me run that back and see if he said that.
Individual. Without that going on, which Drake already said, hey, this beef's done. Kendrick Lamar said no round twos. There's a lot less of an incentive for the average.
Bro, again, this is what really makes me mad with you dudes. Y'all never do y'all due diligence. Y'all just make videos just to make them. And I wish y'all was never in the culture. I wish we could kick dudes like you out, bro. Like, for real. Because y'all not serious about it. He made a song called Circadian Rhythm where he was taking shots at Kendrick. Tell my mom, I'm saying I'm making it. Then he made another song. Then he made another song called No Face where he was taking shots at Kendrick. He made a song, It's Up, where he was taking shots at Kendrick. Like, come on, bro. And then when Kendrick did this, Watch the Party Die, he literally put a post on his Instagram, Watch the Party Relive. Like, bro, come on. Like, how are you saying that this man saying that beef is over when he was the one that posted, we will win game 2? Like, come on, bro. I swear you dudes should not be making videos, bro. Y'all really should not be making videos. It's crazy to me.
Rap fan that was closely following that beef. Drake already said, hey, this beef's done. Kendrick Lamar said no round twos. There's a lot less of an incentive for the average rap fan that was closely following that beef to comb through and keep discussing a Kendrick Lamar record when it's past the conflict. They don't really care. It's only going to be Kendrick Lamar fans that care about something like this. Or
again, bro, I swear you dudes are just, you're speculating. Like, yo, you don't have any evidence of that, bro. You have no evidence of that. You're just saying a broad statement like that. Oh, it's only going to be Kendrick Lamar fans. So Drake fans are not going to look for something where they think that Kendrick is actually dissing Drake again after Drake literally said that they were going to win game 2. You know what I'm saying? After Drake has said all these things on No Face and still sneak dissing, so nobody's gonna look for this but Kendrick fans. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here with this goofy thing.
Like, strong rap supporters, followers, or people like me that are really gonna pay attention to these types of things. And maybe Kendrick Lamar, it's only gonna be Kendrick Lamar fans that care about something like this, or like strong rap supporters, followers, or people like me that are really gonna pay attention to these types of things. And maybe,
man, you gotta get up out of here. You ain't no strong rap supporter, bro. Get up out of here, because if that's the case, you would have brought up all them things that I made points of about Drake dissing Kendrick, about him naming his song after one of Kendrick bars. Like, come on, bro. The red light, green light. He's been taking shots at Kendrick after all the songs. He's been taking shots at Kendrick afterwards. He's been taking shots at Kendrick. So I don't get this is a misstep. I'm not feeling that.
Kendrick Lamar, his ego now is thinking, oh, I'm that guy. I just took this guy's head off. Now everybody's going to pay attention to what I got to say. And I don't think that's going to be the case. They're going to pay attention to what you got to say in relation to Drake, but just independent of that, I don't think that much more people are going to be paying attention to that compared to before. Maybe I can't.
Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. So you basically saying that Kendrick Lamar is like, this is how you know, like, with people that they don't be knowing nothing, yo. They don't know nothing. I would love to debate this dude, bro. I would love to debate this dude, because obviously you are way off base, homeboy. You're way off base. Before the beef, bro, Kendrick Lamar has been successful. He's been successful. He has, I believe he has almost 10 million platinum records, bro. I think it's like 8 or something like that. Most artists, especially ones today, they don't even get 1 million. They don't even get 1 platinum album. He has about 8. I mean, Drake has 22 or 32 million or something like that. This is Kendrick, and I think J. Cole has 18 million, right? For you to sit here and say Kendrick Lamar is probably one of the most influential artists of all time. That's number one. Number two, he has multiple awards. He has 17 Grammys, multiple awards, multiple different accolades, all types of shit. For you to say what you just said lets me know that you don't know anything, bro. You don't know nothing, especially when it comes to Kendrick. You don't know. I think you're just saying this because you low-key probably more of a Drake fan and just trying to pretend like you're a Kendrick fan. Like, oh, well, nobody's really going to care once only his fans. Well, guess what? Obama was a fan of his. ESPN. I could go down a list of all these organizations are fans of Kendrick. So all these people were just fanatics of Kendrick, huh? Everybody, right. Like, come on, bro. This is crazy work.
Call it in a number, but let's say 10%, 20%, but not 100% more or double than before. Because just look at, for instance, 616. That's a similar track, was released on IG Reels versus Watch the Party Die. 616, when you compare that, it didn't get the same deep analysis. Watch the Party Die didn't get the same deep analysis or attention from fans for the same duration as 616. So that's a sign that this track wasn't as impactful.
Okay, all right. This is how I know you full of it, bro. First of all, obviously it wouldn't get the same, right? It wouldn't get the same attention because that was in the mix of the beef. It was in the mix of the beef, so obviously it wouldn't get the same attention. You are definitely being disingenuous with that statement. That's crazy for you to even say. It was even in the mix of the beef. That was the second song that Kendrick released. So obviously it's going to get more attention than this song. It's going to get more attention. And to be honest with you, this song is not a direct diss at Drake. This is just something he released. Maybe he just felt like releasing it. It wasn't a direct diss at Drake. I think what you're doing is you're trying to make it seem like he's centering everything around Drake. Everything has to, well, at least that's what you're doing. You're saying that all his songs has to be something dealing with Drake because if it's not going to hit. Nobody's going to care. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get up out of here with that.
As it could have been in relation to 616. But I described why I believe that to be the case a couple of minutes ago when I said the context in which these tracks were dropped and when they were dropped and who they involved or mentioned. So overall, if we're talking about hitting home runs, Kendrick Lamar has been hitting home runs, and this is the first time where I would say if his goal was to keep elevating, this was not the move to do so. I wouldn't say this.
Bro, again, bro. This is just speculation how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You putting this is another thing that y'all do. And I'm ending this video. This is goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. This is the type of goofy goof stuff that I be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like you dudes expect Kendrick Lamar to be perfect at everything. Doesn't matter what he does. He has to be perfect at everything. Everything has to be perfect. Everything. But your boy Drake, not to say if that's your boy, but Drake literally dropped 15 songs. And actually, no, it's 17 now. He dropped 17 songs. And no one jumps up and says, well, this is a misstep by Drake. I don't understand how he could drop something like this because he should be dropping something that's coming back to win this battle. He need to drop something better than Not Like Us. Nobody says anything. Nobody. But for Kendrick Lamar, he has to be perfect. Every step of the way, he has to be the perfect guy, the perfect this, the perfect that. He can't make no mistakes. He can't do nothing wrong. He can't release a song on IG just to release it because that's his first misstep. Oh no, it's not as big as Not Like Us. Well, my nigga, Not Like Us is probably the biggest record this record of all time is going to be one of the biggest records of all time. So you expect him to make something that's bigger than that? How many times have Drake did a song bigger than God's Plan or bigger than the other song that he did? How many times have he did that? You know what I'm saying? A couple, but there was few and far in between. So for you to say that is so crazy to me. How y'all got Kendrick has to be the perfect guy for you niggas. Every time he drops anything, y'all scrutinize it. Y'all scrutinize Not Like Us. I'm not saying you because I don't know. But when Not Like Us dropped, people was like, oh man, this song is trash. What is he doing? And then all of a sudden it became real big. And then for you to compare this to 616 and say, well, it didn't get as much burn or it didn't get as much scrutiny or we didn't break it down. Yeah, because 616 was in the height of the battle, bro. It was, and you ain't even mentioned that. You got to be honest. It was in the height of the battle. So if it's in the middle of the battle, obviously people are going to pay more attention to that song. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Oh, and I feel as though since it's after this, then people probably ain't going, only Kendrick Lamar's fanatics and Kendrick Lamar stands are going to really be paying attention to what he does. It's like you can't even win. You can't even win for losing or losing for winning. You can't do nothing because a lot of you dudes, what y'all do is anything that Kendrick does, y'all have something to say about it. You got to critique it all the way to the end. Y'all do the same shit with Eminem. Any bar Eminem say, y'all got to break it up. Oh, well, yeah, like y'all hip hop historians or y'all A&Rs now. Anything. When it comes to super lyricists or guys who really rap well or whatever, y'all have to be critique the bars. But y'all don't do it with a lot of these trash rappers. Y'all don't do that. So it's crazy to me how you would say that, bro. That's nuts, bro. That's nuts. This whole video was a waste of my time, bro. Like it really was. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. It was a waste of time because you try to make it seem like, oh, well, I like the song and it's great and I'm a Kendrick fan, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, but I'm gonna tell you where he went wrong. And then you totally just, how would I say? You totally went against everything you said in the beginning. So you try to play both sides of the fence and so you could just say, well, I was being objective. I was being fair. No, you wasn't. You were just basically speculating on how you felt about certain things, and that was it. You ain't really provide anything of any knowledge to anything, and you left some stuff out. Oh yeah, well, Kendrick Lamar, Drake said the battle was over. No, Drake didn't say the battle was over. He didn't say that. Academics said that, but Drake never said that. You know what I'm saying? That was that. Drake's still thinking it's going to be a round two. He just because he deleted something, and then once Kendrick said no, it's the championship, no round twos. Then Academics said no round twos. But I remember where Academics was talking for Drake, and he said it was. So, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Don't waste my time, man, with these videos, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That was just a waste of time, man. Like for real, it's a waste of time.